recording, and I'm going to get this to go live. And let's do this real quick. Masterclass and go. Awesome. All right, I think we are ready. Thanks for your patience. It always takes just a moment to get things going once we're in, and we are right there. Okie dokie. Can I get a thumbs up from everybody if you're ready to go? Awesome. Fantastic. Well, first of all, just from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for showing up and for being here, not only for me, but for yourself. And I think that will be a little bit more clear to you as we get going today. I want to welcome you to this masterclass, and I invite you today to ignite your desire on fire for a life that lights you up from the inside. I want you to give yourself permission to live a big life, to step into who you're really meant to be, and to make happiness your top priority. I mean, imagine what it means to you if you were to live on the edge of expansion. So I'm using a lot of kind of juicy words throughout this presentation in my life as I talk to, as I coach and live it. So as I say these kind of things, like live on the edge of expansion and create a big life and step into who you are, I want you to embody it. Don't just let the words fly over your head. I want you to really tap into letting it start to come alive within you. Now, on this masterclass today, you will discover the Lit from Within attraction formula. This is going to unlock the gate to your unique path. It's if you imagine having a key to unlock a rich life experience of fulfillment and joy that overflows into all areas of your life and business. But here's the thing, the key, this lock, is not going to open with force and struggle. The gate only opens with the keys of truth, faith, and love. And the attraction formula that I'm going to be sharing with you today is about desire, attraction, and abundance, but not just yet. I do ask you to stay to the end of the masterclass. It will wrap up by the top of the hour. I promise to have you out by 1 p.m. Eastern time. Do your own time zone math. That's 55 minutes from now. It's a little joke on time zones for my friends who are all over the place and have missed the other master classes based on being in the wrong time zone. But I'm glad you're here today. What you're going to get by staying to the end of the class today is learning how to get more of what you want by magnetizing attraction through your business, your clients, love, adventure, vitality. It's this attraction piece, magnetizing through alignment, not through struggle or force or willpower or having to. And I'll also be sharing with you my new, very exciting 40-day journey that will guide you through the transformation that you seek. Now, I'll guarantee your satisfaction if you'll do this one thing, and that is create a distraction-free zone for yourself. The premise of what I teach here is, in order to create transformation in your life, you have to go beyond learning mode. You have to get out of the intellectual mind and drop down to reprogram the subconscious in your body. And the only way that you can do that is by focusing your attention on the present moment. And so beginning today and practicing that every day is how we're going to get to where we want to go. And I will be guiding your head and heart on a journey today. And any ping or interruption or disruption, it takes you out of the zone. So for yourself, for your own good, protect this time for you. Now, if you will, take a deep breath. And I want you to lower any barriers of resistance. Anywhere that you're thinking about the rest of the day or what hasn't worked or what you already know, just clear it all out. Let's lower the barriers of resistance within you and just come to a place where you're able to hear and feel and see openly. Be open to receive as if it's all brand new. That way you can really step into what's possible for you today. Now, I want you to know that you're in the right place if you're really tired of struggling for success. And I think a lot of you know what I mean. I do a ton of one-on-one strategy coaching for business with entrepreneurs. That's how I know a lot of you. And I see not only your hopes and dreams and desires of where you're going, but I also see the struggle and the I've given it all I've got and these things. So if you're ready to step away from struggling and turn your perspective on its head and step into something new, then you're in the right place. You're definitely here if you're somehow COVID in all of its massive wake has left you feeling contracted, fearful, struggling, just tired, maybe pissed off, maybe annoyed, impatient at this point, wanting to get out, wanting to do things. Whatever those emotions are, those are real, true emotions. And whether we recognize them fully mentally or not, it's contracting us in a way that's like making us small, that we're staying home more, not seeing people and our faces covered. So this is the time, an invitation to you to begin to break through and break free in what you're thinking, what you're going to dream, what your vision is, and not let any of these restrictions and contractions hold you down. But we're gonna let it go. It's time to let it go. You're also in the right place if you desire to feel high-flying emotions. Like those are the good ones, the ones we like. And if you want to feel that more often and every day, to magnetize yourself to attract what you're looking for from clients to just a happy, healthy life. You're also in the right place if you like to tap into magic and serendipity. You know, those feelings of like you're there at the right place and you met the right person at the right time and things are just happening with this beautiful flow. It's not coincidence. It is being in tune, and you can learn how to develop that so those things happen to you more frequently. And it sure is fun and feels good when it happens. And lastly, I want you to know that you're in the right place if you really want to live out a true, authentic expression of who you are. If you're ready to let go of any remnants of what you thought you should be, or someone told you you should be, or what a lady looks like, or what a strong man looks like, or what a business person looks like, or any of those shoulds that are holding over you and keeping you confined and not fully embracing and expressing that truest version of you. This is a place to be able to let that go. I'm going to share just a little bit about me so you know what you're in for. And maybe you'll learn a fun fact or two that you didn't know. I am a multi-talented passionista. I've danced on TV and stages all around the world for 20 years, including fitness shows, emceeing, a professional show host, commercials, and a lot more. But throughout my career, I studied optimal living, fitness, mindset, high performance of body, developing healthy habits, mindset habits. I wanted to be, from a very early age, the best at what I was doing. And that's continued with me. And I really love to share those things with other people. I'm a catalyst for men and women to awaken their authentic self-confidence, their connection with source, and a desire to create a rich life experience and be challenged to think, what is a rich life experience to you? I study and teach vitality, confidence, yoga, meditation, a variety of modalities that clear limiting beliefs and help you to become the powerful creator of your own life. And this collection of work that I both study, teach, and live out is what I put together and bring to my clients. So speaking of clients, I lead masterminds and workshops on all of these topics. I also do one-on-one business strategy sessions, a couple hundred a year, actually, so I'm quite tuned in there. I love looking at these pictures of the days when I'd have masterminds in my living room and yoga by the lake and retreats on the river. I mean, I really look forward to the days where we're all be able to get back together again. But amazing entrepreneurs and business people and moms and, just a full variety. And here are just some of the things that my clients say that they get from working with me. It is that releasing the insecurities to step into that a more confident, assertive version of them. And from that, I've seen them make more money, make bold business moves, from changing corporations, from leaving corporate to go to entrepreneurship, from leaving business partnership to create something new. But what happens in this work that they do with me, they're able to hone in on their center. And from there, they're making confident decisions that align with their true self. And so they can start to feel the power and then make the choices accordingly. And then last little thing about me, I am a single mom of 2 amazing kids who love musical theater. We all do. I love to travel. I am definitely known for breaking out into dance anywhere, anytime, which is a little bit embarrassing for my introverted 17-year-old son, but he's kind of used to it by now. I do want to let you know from my heart, everything I teach, I live. I do this work myself, and as wonderful and fabulous as all these pictures look, and I have had and continue to have a beautiful life, it's not always been easy. And I had a time where I got completely pulled out of alignment from who I am and what I'm called to do by being encouraged to do these other jobs, like chase the money, do this, living on somebody else's agenda. And unfortunately, I followed that, and it got me so out of whack and so off who I am. And that's hard. And wanting to do what I do, this person kind of found wrongness in that, and kind of belittled the work that's so important to me. And it took me off track. However, I was able to find strength in doing this work, and I found a new vision for myself, stayed with it, dove in even deeper, and of course with loving support of friends and families. But I was able to make a massive change in my life and started walking my own path, making my own decisions. I did that. I had to start over from zero. It's actually less than zero, crawled my way out. And now I truly feel that I have transformed over the last several years like a butterfly. And my kids and I live a really happy, vibrant life. And I feel more connected to who I am and the work that I do in the world and the possibility of everything that's available to me and to you. And I'm, if you haven't noticed already, very passionate about sharing that with all of you. So wherever you are in your life, in your world right now, there's always this next step, this next level, this next expression of you. And that's what I'm inviting you to. So with that, I really love this slide. Albert Einstein says, imagination is more important than knowledge. Thank goodness, because I don't have a PhD. Imagination, that's where it all is. It embraces the entire world and stimulates progress and gives birth to new ideas and evolution. He also says that everything that's created was first created in the mind. And that's why I put such an emphasis on desire and breaking through the limitations of the contraction that COVID put us in, and have you looking and feeling and imagining more, because everything that is ahead for us, we need to first imagine it. It's not just going to show up on our doorstep out of the blue. So with that, I would love to invite you on a short closed eye visualization. So if you get comfortable wherever you are, just kind of sit back. You don't have to close your eyes. You're welcome to stare at the screen. It's quite lovely as well. And just to let your imagination flow with me as you take a few deep breaths and get settled. All right, inviting you on this short journey. I'd like you to imagine yourself sitting in the dark, the pitch dark, like a cave. But you're not really sure, you're not aware of where you are. It's absolutely too dark to see anything. All you can tell, you can feel in one hand that you're holding a lantern. And in the other hand, you can feel a pack of matches. She's like, all right, I just need to light this lantern so I can figure out where I am. I don't know what's coming around the corner for me. So you strike the match. And as the little flame comes, you think to yourself, oh, I'll never get out of here. And the match blows out. You strike the next one and you think, oh, I'm so dumb. How did I get myself in the situation? The match blows out again. And you're recognizing that every time you have a limiting thought, it just blows the match out before you can even get close to the lantern. Again, you strike the match. Oh, I'm not good enough. Out it goes. And now you're starting to panic because you're like, I'm going to run out of matches. And once you run out of matches, like, what am I going to do now? The fear, the anxiety, the thoughts are going more and more wild in your head. And again, you strike the match, out it goes. Your light is extinguished. You're looking, you're trying to look around, but you don't see anything. So you begin to move and stumble and feel your way in the darkness, but you're just tripping over stones and bumping into things, trying to find a light out there somewhere. And then you hear a silent voice coming from within you. And you freeze in your tracks. Try to listen deeper. And the voice says, the light is within and will ignite when you believe in yourself the way that I believe in you. And with those words, you stop looking for the light outside of you and sit still. Breathe in deeply and you begin to see within you this glowing embers that are floating. Your body feels lighter with every breath in, breathing in trust, knowing. The sparks glow brighter and breathe in and out. You ignite your inner glow. You radiate. Breathe in, breathe out. You recognize that familiar feeling of your true self. Your light illuminates the darkness, and now you can see that exactly where you are is where you need to be to choose the path of most joy and most fulfillment in your life. And with your next breath, open your eyes. And let's just take a moment to write something in the chat, any word that came up for you or how you're feeling. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, if you're in the perfect place, peaceful, permission, allowing, flow, lit from within, ease, beautiful. So now is the time I want you to give yourself permission to live a big life, to step into who you're fully, truly meant to be, and to make your top priority happiness. And have fun with this idea of living on the edge of expansion. So there is one last thing before we dive into the 3 points, the 3 ingredients that go into the formula, the attraction formula. I want you to have kind of one more piece of grounding so that it will make more sense for you. And that's this. You need to know that you need to know and believe in your power. And at the very least, believe in the possibility of your power today. You have the power to choose your emotions and choose your thoughts. We're kind of programmed to think that we need to react. Something happens and we're happy. Somebody says something and we're upset. We're too much in the space of cause and effect. And I want you to learn by working with me how to be the one who is causing the effect. And that's about getting your emotions and your power and your vibration right with you every morning before you start your day. I just want to explain one thing so it'll make the rest of this formula make sense. Imagine with me, emotions are on a scale from like terror way down here. We've got these low: hatred, blame, guilt, jealousy, all these heavy, low emotions. And the vibration of that are like slow and sluggish. And they also have an irregular pattern to them. If it were to have a color, it'd be like this kind of slushy, mucky, brown, nasty green color, and a heaviness. Like you can kind of see it in my chest. Like those emotions are there. And as we elevate the emotional, come up the emotional scale, and we get into joy, happiness, choice, freedom, exhilaration, passion, desire, now we're in these, the vibration is much smoother, it's faster, it's lighter, it's very regular. You can see it like the music. The colors are bright and vibrant. They might even glow or sparkle to you. They're just beautiful, radiating. So if you begin just to be more aware of your emotional state and where you are any given time during the day, and put whatever visualization that works for you, whether it's the pattern and wave or the color or the heaviness versus the lightness, you'll become more aware of where you are and can start to recognize what triggered it. So with that, now, who's ready to finally get through the pieces of the formula? Are we ready? A little thumbs up if you're there. Yahoo! All right. So our 3-part formula, think of these as ingredients. It's not linear. It's not like you do 1 + 2 + 3. It's all 3 of them, learning and developing them at the same time, and they intertwine with one another. So number 1 is desire. And the best way, hey, Dr. Sherry's there. I didn't see you in before. Oh, I like that Melissa said happiness and freedom. Beautiful. All right, so the way I want to describe desire to you today, so you can really walk away with something tangible, is this. Think of the words want and desire, which you probably use interchangeably, and probably use the word want a whole lot more than the word desire, because it's a little edgy. But from now on, I want you to think of these 2 words very differently, and then choose accordingly with a lot more intention which word you're going to use. So a want is a want. It's like, I want to go. I want more clients. Oh yeah, I want to go on a cruise someday. I want some lunch. There's no emotional connection. It's light, it's airy, you throw it out there, it's kind of just words. You can say it all day long, but there's nothing in it that's connected to you. All right, so that's want. Now we have the word desire. You can keep muted, but just say it out loud to yourself. Desire, like it has a different resonance. It has a different feeling. And that's the key difference. It is all about emotion. Desire is the wish that's matched with an emotional vision for what's possible for you. So in a desire, I want you to use all of your senses. Think of something that you want, from a vacation to your business succeeding to your romantic partner. Give it a vision with color and detail and sound and touch and eye contact and expression, and sharing a moment with someone as you're visualizing this thing that you desire so much. And what we do is to ignite this desire by really giving yourself a few moments, and do it every day or even multiple times a day, to pull this into reality. So you're not just like, I want a business to succeed so I can take my family and have a little bit more free time, or writing it on the vision board. It's a checklist. Doesn't mean nearly as much as when you spend time seeing what that looks like, feeling the emotions of having it, of how you're embracing, affecting, impacting other people. And as you're on that cruise, you feel the wind in your hair and the sun on your face, and you splash into the ocean. The more real you can make it, that you own this, you own it now. And you know with conviction that this is yours. It's just a matter of time. And we're not going to worry about the time because we have no control over the time. What we do have control over is fueling up the desire to make it real. So real that our mind and the vibration that we're putting out there has no other choice but to bring it to reality when the time is right. What do you think? So think about this, the thing that you're maybe working on most right now. Maybe something specific like a launch or planning out your summer vacation. Do you want this to be a want, or do you want to make this a desire? Type it in the chat. Desire, desire, desire. Yes, we got to fuel this up. Like, are you already kind of getting excited about it? Like, want to sleepy, desire is getting it all together. Perfect. So from that, we're going to jump into ingredient number 2, which is attraction. And attraction is this energetic vibration. That's why I wanted to give you the understanding of vibration. Bottom line is, science says, like attracts like. We get what we are being. That's it. We get more of what we're being. Attraction is like a magnet. We don't get what's written on the wall or written on the checklist if we're disconnected from it. Right? So that's why I was talking about earlier when I mentioned we need to get out of the analytical brain. Like, there's times for that, but we have to match it with this piece. Otherwise, we're just planning and seeking and doing and trying and forcing and willpowering and making more lists and checking them off and wondering why things aren't happening. It's because the who you're being, if you have the insecurity or the fear or the doubt or the unknown that's truly happening inside of you, then the list doesn't matter. It's all about getting inside and figuring this out and getting to a true, authentic connection with your beliefs. And that's the transformation that I work with my clients on achieving, and that's coming up in the 40-day journey. So this attraction formula is key. Does that make sense? Just give me like a yes or a thumbs up if you're on camera. All right, I'm not going to say much more about attraction. I want to keep the pace going here. All right, so the third ingredient that comes into play here is abundance. And this one I really dove in to the depths of this when I was having the absolute polar opposite of abundance. And when I went on this new path of Krista by herself with 2 kids, I was smacked in the face with lack and survival and not enough. I mean, the stories were unbelievable in my head. And I gave myself time to get through it. And then eventually I was like, all right, there's got to be a different way. I'm not going to get there. And I'm scared and I'm miserable and it keeps happening. And I'm not being the mom I want to be in front of my kids. And so I dove in deep on this one. Like, all right, what do I need to be doing to change this up? And I'm totally off script today, but I'm just like, I'm preaching. I'm on the pulpit at the moment. I'll just give you a little sneak peek because this is a lot of what I'm bringing to the 40-day journey. But the thing that connected me most and blew my mind when it comes to abundance was aligning with source, God, higher power, whatever your name is, that all things come through that. And I had to stop looking elsewhere, and I had to stop trying to get it from the outside world and really tap into what's true to be the energy of it. And that's, I got to tell you, it's hard to shift to being the energy of abundance when you don't know if the credit card's going to run when you go to Publix. That's the grocery store here. And we've all had our moments of whether it's financial or health or time or love. We've had those moments where we just don't know what abundance of that is. So to really dive in and create this, it's a vibration. I'll just kind of pause for a second, get back on track here. Abundance is a vibration and a belief. And it's your whole series, your whole library of beliefs that will allow you to be abundant or believe in abundance or not. And we got to sometimes go way back to figure out what is blocking our abundance. So I'm just going to hit a real quick list of, I think I've got 5 key components or five key roadblocks that bust people's abundance all the time, which I had all of them. And I continue to work on it. It's not, I'm all about being realistic, right? So just think about anything that resonates with you. And you can even like type in the chat if I say a word, they're like, oh yeah, that hits me. The first one is, of course, your limiting beliefs. And those stem from way back, how you were programmed, whether there was just barely enough, or you take care of yourself first, there's not enough for everybody. The second one is your resistance to receiving. So just a tiny little example on that. How do you react when you get a compliment? That will tell you the little glimpse into your ability to receive. Someone's like, oh, Krista, I like your blouse. I'm like, well, I've had it for a while and I actually got it on sale. Anytime we're shutting down the receiving, whether it's a compliment, a kind word, hey, can I buy your coffee today? Sure you can. I love receiving things, right? That's the energy of abundance. Not like, oh no, I'm not worthy of the $5 coffee. Look, we're gonna play it forward. So resistance to receiving. The next one, this is big, especially with social media, it's jealousy and finding wrongness in others. Let's say your big, used to be a want, now it's a desire, is to travel to Italy, like Dr. Sherry does. And I'm sure Jessica's been all over there. And you're like, all right, I really want to go. I really want to go. And then you see a friend on Facebook that's there. You're like, how did she get it? She gets everything she wants. Well, she looks kind of fat in that hat. Like, you know what, anything that comes up and starts stirring jealousy or wrongness in what other people are doing. And instead, it should be, or what we want to get to a genuine place of is, that looks like a really wonderful time. If it's possible for her, it's definitely possible for me. Wow, that's amazing. Like when we shift the openness of abundance for others, it opens the door for us. I was looking at Dr. Sherry's comment. God is pure, abundant love. That's funny. All right, the next, I've got 2 more. Resentment and blame and holding on to past hurts. You cannot be free flowing through the ethers of abundance when you're holding on to the stuff that's hurt you in the past, because every time you retell the story, you bring it into the present moment. And we really need to let that go. You have to disconnect, let it go, destroy and uncreate. That's the work that I do in the clearing. I'm a certified clearing practitioner. But it's really important work to do. And it means a lot to me as I teach people about this, that it's not about piling happiness on top of the stuff that's old and needs to be worked through. We can't just add icing and cupcake sprinkles to a little pile of poo. We've got to clear that out and then create on top of that. We don't want to just leave it there and ignore it. Okay, it's about being true to what it is and letting that go. Yes, I did say that, Jessica. There's a lot to that. And if any of you are in that place where the resentment or past hurt is coming up for you a lot, I would love to work with you on letting that go as you move forward. It's really, really important in healing to clear that path. And then the last part, which I find really interesting, is when you believe in abundance in one area, but not in another. And what I mean by that is on the journey, we'll talk about abundance of physical things, money, cars, houses, vacations, actual tangible manifestation of abundance. But I also want you to think about, what is your belief about the abundance of time, clients, love, goodness in the world? There are the non-physical components that are very, very important as well. And will often feel free and abundant in some categories, but really not in others. And unfortunately, it becomes kind of the lowest common denominator. Wherever you're the lowest, holding on, not secure in abundance, it kind of shows up in everywhere. So that's what I have to share about abundance. What do you think? You find something a little bit new? If you heard something that triggered a new thought, just write the word new in there. Oh, what was number 5? Let me go back. So a limiting belief was 1, 2 was resistance to receiving, 3 was jealousy and finding wrongness in others, 4 is resentment and blame, and 5 is believing that in abundance in some areas, but not others. All right, beautiful. So as I said before, when we put all of this together, it's not sequential like a ladder where you build one on top of the other. It truly is building all of these areas, all 3 of them together at once. And they begin to merge together. And when you do, that is the ingredients for really becoming this, what I like to call a powerful creator of your life. And then from there, the ease, the joy, it's just finding more pleasure in your day and your life, instead of going about it through struggle and hard work and willpower. Now, I do want you to know that there is more to creating the magic than just sprinkling the fairy dust of affirmations on, which I've touched on just a bit already. It's key to me that you are your true, authentic version of you, and you're dealing with the things that have been these limitations or these weights for years, to properly release and let them go, and not just trying to throw happiness and good thoughts on top. Because the problem with that is we have this who we are, like who we think we are, and let's say we're a little insecure. Anybody relate? We're insecure on some areas, so we're over here. And then over here is these beautiful affirmations, and here's the life of my desires, and I'm so wonderful, and anything's possible for me. But we haven't brought the real you up to meet it yet. So now we've created this giant chasm, this big gap between you and you, current you, potential you. And that can feel really bad and create imposter syndrome. I know that Coach Sheena had mentioned imposter syndrome in your group yesterday. Anyway, it creates a disconnect from the truth of where you are. We don't want to make anyone feel worse about that and feeling like now it's really magnified the situation. So I work very carefully to wave those things together, so you're getting closer and closer, truly, to who you are. Make sense? Oh, thanks, Paige, for putting those notes in. That was sweet of you. Beautiful. So, question of the day. If joy and fulfillment are the path to success, then why do we spend time feeling our way around in the darkness? And the answer is kind of the fact that we're programmed with limiting beliefs. It's just not as easy. If it was as easy as just reading the book and doing it, would we all be there by now? We've all read the book, a book, 12 books, heard the podcast. We know that there's a potential for us to have a better mindset, to step forward. But those of us also know that it's a progress. It takes time, because we are, I don't say we're working against, but we just have the reality of the way that the brain connects, the patterns that are lifelong, run and repeat like a record. The record keeps playing, the record keeps playing. And those repeating loops are hardwired. And that's why it takes loving guidance to walk through this as a journey, and giving yourself grace and patience to little by little make the right change, so that one day you wake up and go, here I am. I've had those moments where like, oh my gosh, this is the default set point of me. It's happy and content. And that can be really, really powerful. No matter how many blessings and beautiful things you have in your life, you know when your heart's a little sad, or when things are feeling tough and rough, and to do the work and get to a point where that natural set point is just like, I'm content for no reason. There's a lot to be said for that. And that's why I put together the 40-day Ignite Your Abundance 40-day journey, which while I was doing my work, it just was shouted to me from the rafters. All right, Krista, you're putting this together and sharing it. So the journey is, it's I get all like proud mama about it because I'm so excited to be able to share this with everyone. But this is what I call an unprogram, because nobody needs another program, at least not on this subject. It's not about, and it's also an unprogram because you're unprogramming your mind. I was very entertained when I found that pun. But this is a journey to reprogram your limitations on money, love, and all possibilities, to reconstruct your beliefs and become limitless, feel that, limitless, and trust that every desire that you have can be fulfilled. Trust is a big part of that as well. So when you join me on the journey of transformation, and this is the outcome that I'm promising, the outcome is transformation. It's not more knowledge. It's not a knowledge class or a course where you can say, I've completed the certification. This is about you and God on a transformation to reset your set point. On the transformation, you will ignite your creativity and vision for what's possible. You'll open the floodgates to love and joy. You'll deepen your relationship with your higher power. You'll attract the energy of luxury and abundance. As we tap into abundance, I really pull out luxury as well, which is a whole more, tangible, beautiful expression. The journey of transformation, you will be able to release the struggle and that feeling to have to keep up or not having enough. We'll completely reprogram your beliefs about abundance, clearing out, finding where those pathways that are blocked. We're going to ignite a loving relationship with yourself, money, love, and of course with Source. So may I share with you what's in it? I also want you to, I love this quote, you can read it. All right, isn't that great? True abundance is feeling worthy enough to believe beyond what you can see. And that's exactly where we're gonna be. All right, here is a quick breakdown on how the journey, the unprogram, will work for you. It's, as the name says, it's a 40-day journey. You're like, oh my gosh, 40 days. Well, that's not gonna happen overnight. It's 40 days with you, not 40 days with me. So it's all about you. The 40 days is held in a 6-week, that's about 6 weeks. So we'll do a live coaching call every week with me. Those are going to be giving you the foundation of what you're set up for the week that you're spending with yourself, changing this process. We've got some really juicy information, not even information, but ways of looking at things that was going to lay out the tracks for you. And that leads into what I find or was called to do is write the 40-day journal. So this is the heart of the program. You'll receive a beautiful journal, which in this first iteration will be an ebook. And this journal I have pulled from this, Victoria is sharing with you a preview of the journal. I've pulled from all of the thought leaders and masters in this field that I've studied from and pulled together into a very unique, never been consolidated before journey from Dispenza, Hicks, Wayne Dyer, John Ronald Price, in my own words and my own interpretation, where it's actually written in a way that's going to speak to yourself and speak to your soul. And then I share with you how to make that into your daily process, doing a combination of things from different types of meditation to journaling, to either rewriting it, doing a different interpretation. But it's not about a lesson that you read the book and, oh, I did my lesson, I read it and I'm out. No, these are the words that you will sit with and will be your process of reprogramming each and every morning. I say morning like that because for some of you might want to do it in the evening. The neat thing is, and this is really important, everywhere you go, there you are. So it doesn't matter if you're traveling, if you have a weird schedule, you're going on vacation, you are thinking and feeling all the time. This is about replacing your thinking and feeling process on an evolution of thinking and feeling in a wiser, more loving, magnetizing way. So it's not something else to do, it's a way to replace what's already happening. So unless you just want to keep the pattern and the record playing and spinning over and over again, this is how we're going to reprogram that. All right, so we have the live coaching, we have the journal, then I'll be doing office hours. So we'll come in a second time during the week. This time it's all led by you, asking questions, sharing your experience, and we'll just have some real authentic, open conversation within the group, which is awesome. We learn so much from each other. And then of course, a exclusive Facebook group where I'll be sharing resources. Again, everyone will have opportunity to share their progress in what's developing so we can support and encourage everyone on this journey. A couple of bonuses, because what would it be without a good bonus or two? Many of you know I've been teaching yoga for since I was 20, and I have a really unique and beautiful style combining yoga, Pilates, and all my dance experience. And there's a particular set of moves that I've put together that really moves your energy in your body. Because I believe what works for me is not only sitting quietly to reprogram, but when we're making big shifts, the body needs to move too, to you be aware and express the moving of energy coming in, leaving, what we're clearing. And this particular energy boost combination is mind-blowing. You'll love to have it. You'll be able to use it when you need it and really, really powerfully move through what you're expressing. The next bonus are meditation favorites. I'll be sharing with you a variety of different ways of meditation because I believe there's not just one way, there's many, and that it's up to you to find what works for you. And the more that you know and experience, then the more you can decide for yourself what works and when to use what style at what time. Just so you know, I do, what's the word I'm looking for? Guarantee that as long as you are in and participate and do the work, you will have transformation. I will stick with you and make sure that you do. And then I did one more bonus. I have teamed up with a beautiful woman, Elaine Gibson. She's 71. She healed herself from stage 4 cancer naturally, and she's committed to sharing a variety of natural habits, including juicing. And so here's the thing that I know as a fact, and I actually just mentioned in my Facebook group this morning about habits. When you start doing this work and start your way on the journey, the more centered you get in who you are, you will then become acting and thinking as that newer version of you. And what maybe used to have been bad habits begin to fall off, and you're looking for ways to create and step into new, healthier habits that feel aligned with this new version of you. And so that ties really well in with some of the things that Elaine will be sharing with us. All right, so to wrap that up, I promise you're on time, so now I have to speed up. The bonuses themselves are worth $600. The group program will be $997. I'll be doing these 2 to 3 times a year. They'll cycle through, which is a $1,600 value. However, today, this is what I call the Founders Club. And that is because this is the first one of this. And so as I honor you and stepping forward into a new program, I'm giving you half off. $497 is a bit of a no-brainer for the promise of a transformation of yourself and your happiness. And the cool thing is with the Founders Club, I can invite you to come back and participate in all of the upcoming or any of the upcoming rounds of this. So you can come in and play again. I mentioned before that this first round is an ebook, and that's intentional. It's going to be a hard physical copy of the book, but I want a group to go through it first to get feedback, make adjustments. I'll be listening to you on how that has gone before it goes into hard copy. So you'll be getting the preview ahead of time, and then someday we'll all be able to hold this beautiful journal in our hands. Now, for people who have expressed that they want some one-on-one time because there's the limiting beliefs, the release, the deeper work, people want some guidance on, I put it together. You get everything that was included in the program, plus some one-on-one time with me, including my magical morning assessment and coaching session, 4 private sessions, and the ability to text me to let me know how you're doing. And all of that combined together is $997. So that's a great way to get private coaching along with the whole program. And so that just leaves you with one question. And it's a deep question for you that you can ponder on today. That's, what do you believe is possible for you? What's next? We keep evolving and stepping forward. What are you ready to let go of and really embrace? Finding whatever that is for you. More fun, more vibrance. There's no wrongness in who you are or where you are right now at all. But isn't it amazing to think about tapping into more of that natural power that's in you that we haven't quite discovered yet, that makes you the magnet, that makes attraction come, that makes you play with abundance, where the magic and the serendipity come into your life. And when you begin to feel so centered and so aligned with who you are and so strong with your connection to source, that decisions become easy, that making bolder moves in business are exciting, that drawing in the right clients just comes because you know who you are and they know who you are too, because that energy is so clear. So that's what I'm inviting you to. I'll be open to have any discussions if you have questions. It's a super, super, super simple price point to just say yes to you. I don't have a hard set date. It will happen sometime in June, just based on who's coming in. So don't let timing or travel or any of those pieces get in your way. Wherever you are, there you are. You've gone with you. And this journey is going with you as well. So ignite your desire to light up, to live lit up. This is your time. You know if it's your time. Maybe it's not your time. Maybe next year is your time. Maybe last year was your time and you missed it. But if you believe that now is your time, let's go. You are the powerful creator of your life if you choose to be. Just a couple of amazing people that I've had the pleasure of working with who have kind words about me. James and Libby, PhD. I've worked with both of them. Just phenomenal people. Charles Burr, Jay Bissett. These are high achieving, high performing, life loving, getting their life right people who also know that you have to stay on it and move forward with it. And we keep the progression going. And that's exactly what they've done and what I'm inviting you to as well. So you got one life that we know of, that we're aware of. If this feels like your time, then I invite you to join me on the journey and make this one life yours. Thank you so much for being here today. I genuinely appreciate it and look forward to connecting with you. If you have to run, I can follow up. If you're able to stick around for a minute, I'm happy to tap in or answer any questions. We can open up the mics and jump in. Thank you all for being here. Hi, Dr. Sherry. Hi, Joe.
Thank you.
Unmute, say hi. Hi, James. You wearing a mask in your own house?
we have an employee here.
Oh, okay.
And there's one of the mandates. Anyways,
Okay.
thanks. I'll hopefully see you some of you guys there because I'll be there. Okay, bye.
James.
Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm sure that the link to learn more is below, and I'll be sharing that as well. And if you know anybody who needs to hear this again, I will be sharing the replay. I think I'm going to go live next week as well for an encore. How are you doing, Dr. Sherry? Are you good? All right. Well, thanks, everybody. I look forward to talking to you individually.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I just unmuted. Thanks, Krista.
You're so welcome. Great to see you here.